Nichukozeu Jisu, 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 ukokela leketiona, pokeriro kashu, Nichukozeu Jisu, mepori pomemo, ukela leketiola, popo kelukasha, Nichukozeu Jisu, 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 ukokela leketiola, pokeriro kasha.
The story I'm going to narrate is about Jehoshaphat, a woman of courage and character, who saw senseless murders happening right before her eyes and found a way to save the life of an innocent baby. The scripture background is from 2 Kings chapter 12 and 11. Jehoshaphat was the daughter of King Jehoram, Athaliah's husband. Jehoshaphat was the half-sister of Ahaziah, Zibiah's husband. Ahaziah was the son of Athaliah and the father of Joash. Jehoshaphat was not only a princess, but she was the wife of the high priest Jehoiada. When King Ahaziah, the half-brother of Jehoshaphat, was killed, his mother Athaliah jumped on the opportunity to take over the throne. She was a wicked woman, so to ensure that she would not have any opposition, she immediately killed all the royal heirs, which included her grandson. However, Jehoshaphat found out what was going on and found a way to rescue her nephew baby George without Athaliah realizing it. She rescued him from his murderous grandmother. Jehoshaphat hid George and his nurse in the bedchamber where they stored bedding. For 6 years, Jehoshaphat and her husband Jehoiada kept George hidden in the temple. Then, when he was 7 years old, Jehoiada brought him out and anointed him king. In 2 Kings chapter 12 verse 1 it says, in the 7 years Jehoash became king and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. It continues in verse 2 that Jehoash did what was right in the sight of the Lord all the days in which Jehoiada the priest instructed him. Since Zibiah's George's mother name followed saying, George did what was right in the sight of the Lord, that would lead us to believe that it was Zibiah's influence that led him following the Lord. But it was Jehoshaphat who rescued George and his nurse and hid him in the temple. From this story we come to know that God used each of these individuals to impact the life of young King George. Each one had a role to play and each one did their part. George could have easily fallen in the footsteps of his wicked family members, but he had multiple godly individuals pouring into him and showing him what godly living looked like. And he needed them all because at 7 years old, he was placed in charge of a nation. Obviously, he could not live on his own, but he was blessed with godly teaching and guidance. And because of that, he repaired the temple from Athaliah's destruction and set things in order with the way the temple was to run. The moral of the story: God does not expect anyone, be it parents or teachers, to do it all on your own to mold and shape of a child's well-being. God put other people in your life to impact them in ways that you can't. Other family members, neighbors, church members, sometimes random strangers that just show up at the right moment to bless you and your job. Most importantly, every individual should be brave and must have a heart like Jehoshaphat, who risks her life to save the life of a helpless child. Thank you.